Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is HD Starcraft, and I'm here to bring you guys Game 3 between Nerchio and MC from the Home Story Cup. And this series is currently tied up at 1-1 apiece. We are now going into Game 3, and at the top left-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player, many to consider to be the second best Zerg, right behind Stefano outside of Korea. It is Nerchio. And down in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the runner-up champion to the last GSL championship. It is MC. And this, of course, has been an absolutely amazing series, man. The first two games were great. We had some really long ZVPs, actually, both of them going into almost 30-minute games. We even saw the mothership coming out as well. Oh, my God. I guess it's not too much to freak out about, because you see the mothership all the time nowadays against Zerg players. But, you know, to see it under MC's control, I think was kind of a thing of art, because you don't always get to see MC going into the late game against Zerg. It usually kind of comes around with him, from what I've seen at least, and I'm not saying like this is fact or anything, but from what I've seen, in my opinion, he usually plays a much more aggressive 2-base style. So I'm really interested to see how this is going to play out now as we go into Game 3. We have a spawning pool coming down right now for Nerchio, right behind his mineral fields, and that's pretty common. Nowadays, Zerg, they always want to get that spawning pool down first before they get the hatchery. Reason being is you just can't really secure that natural against a Protoss player who can cannon you or pile on you. You need those early Zerglings out, essentially, in order to stop that really annoying harass. It is so irritating sometimes. And MC knows that. He brings the probe inside and actually goes Forge first. So at the front door, we do have a Forge opening from MC. And that is a much safer way, I think, to play Protoss versus Zerg, especially on a map like Ohana. Reason being, oh man, that drone returning the favor right there. For a second there, I thought the drone thought it was a probe, but nope. It looks like two probes will be able to handle that. But, you know, on this map, I think it's a great idea to go for Forge first, because you can go Nexus first. You usually want to do that on a big map, but on a map like this, since the rush distances are somewhat close, you are at risk at some kind of Zergling harass, so that Forge first gives you that extra sense of security. And, you know, the Overlord comes in here. It's not really going to be able to peep out for very long, and it's going to probably have to get out of there as soon as that cannon warps in. In fact, should be able to make its way through, and the cannon is now going to finish up. Now, will MC throw up a secondary cannon? I don't think so, and it really depends on this situation right here. We can see the pylon is going to get killed off. It will be cancelled, in fact. And when you see that the 4 Zerglings and the drone there, most Protoss are going to assume, okay, you're getting your 3rd hatchery. I mean, obviously, we're probably going to have a confirmed probe scout, unless it dies. Oh, it just died. But usually, most Protoss are going to assume, okay, you got the 3rd hatch. I think 1 cannon is safe enough. Of course, that just goes into a whole nother level of mind games. If Nerchio just wanted to say, screw you, I'm going to cancel this hatch and then I'm going to go attack you, that would be like absolutely insane. But I don't think we're going to see that here in this matchup. And MC now going up with a double gas. It's pretty common now. You see the 2 gases coming up right after the Nexus because, you know, as Protoss, you get that Nexus first. You have all this economy working for you, but you don't really want to fall behind in gas. So a lot of Protoss will get the 2 gases like around the time the core is halfway done, in fact. And that helps them tech up a little bit faster. Drones now beginning to populate over at the natural, and that's so important, man. I also want to say, too, on this map, I think Max Roach style, Stefano Dongregu style, is so good. And the reason why I say it's so good is because on this map, the Protoss has to break through these rocks to get down to the 3rd. It takes a little bit of time. And then at this area, it can be someone wide open. So Roach's and Zerglings can kind of work their magic. I mean, they're not really a magical unit. You just move them in. But you can also send some Roaches to the front to harass the Forge as well, especially if there's only 1 cannon there, and try to open up a 2nd avenue. And I'm thinking so far from what I've seen, 2 gases actually going up around the 6-minute mark. So I think Nerchio is going to go with some variant of that style. Some Zergs like to get 3 gases at 6 minutes and 30 seconds. That lets them get a few more drones out. Some Zergs like to get 2 gases at 6 minutes. That lets them be a little bit more reactive to something like a 4-gate pressure. And in fact, right now, MC is throwing up 3 more warp gates. No robotics facility yet. Oh, MC, yeah! That's what I was waiting for, man. MC, the master of disaster here. The 2-base Protoss all the way. He's going for it! No! He's doing an 8-gate right now. Alright, I'm like freaking out at this point because MC is about to come in with so many units. And the thing here is the 8-gate here is designed to hit before the Roaches and Zerglings can really get in large numbers. So if MC can get across the field here and get the proxy pylons up, remember, proxy pylons are extremely important in this strategy. You don't want to let the probe or the pylons get picked off. They allow the Protoss to warp in reinforcements en route, but he can't lose his Zealot and the Stalker here. Trying to keep him against the cliffside, and actually pretty good micro right there by the Protoss player to keep Nerchio's Zerglings away. Now, oh, that's a great pylon spot as well from MC, and that is pretty much hidden from Zerg vision. So here we go, guys. This could be a very quick game. Recall, I say PvZ nowadays is one of the fastest matchups in StarCraft 2, and oh, Nerchio's building Spore Crawlers right now because he doesn't know if it's Dark Templar or not. He must have seen, hey, you don't really have that many sentries, but in fact, it is an 8-gate. It is an 8-gate from MC, and I don't think Nerchio's going to be able to hold this off. It's going to be so tough. If he loses this hatchery, it's a big blow. And remember, MC can continue to warp in reinforcements right here from this pylon, starting to bring in more Stalkers now, realizing how many Roaches are on the field. Nerchio has to make the hold of his life, and this is going to be so difficult for him to do because there's forces at the natural and at the third. And MC needs to pick his targets wisely right now. Does he go for the hatchery or does he go for units? Looks like a lot of his Zealots have gone out, but he picks off a queen, and now is going to actually fall back and wait for more reinforcements. Nerchio kind of getting a little bit of territory back here. If Nerchio can pick off the pylon, that will certainly help a lot in this engagement. MC is throwing everything he can. Surprisingly, not dropping Chrono Boost on his warp gates. Maybe he's just waiting for a round here. But the battle rages on at the front door, and I think Nerchio is going to be able to make this hold. This is totally mind-blowing, by the way, guys, because it's so hard to hold off this type of aggression if you don't scout it correctly. And, you know, Nerchio is still fighting for his life here. I mean, the units are still continuing to warp in, so I can't call it yet, but Nerchio built Spore Crawlers because he didn't really know what was happening, and he was still able to make a very good hold here. And in all honesty, guys, I think Nerchio is going to hold. MC will not be able to execute the 8-gate. And this is going to be stopped dead in its tracks. Too many Roaches, too many Zergs. He even made a photon cannon there to protect that pylon. He knows at this point this is his only forward pylon. Should he lose this, that is going to be the end of this game. And I mean, we might see MC try to transition out of this. He did this in a prior game of this set, but good golly, it is so hard to make a transition out of this situation because you don't have Robotech. You don't have Twilight Council. You're still on gateways, and it's 11 minutes in, and he is going to try to transition out. Now, he is doing a Robo Bay, and I don't know if this is like a transition saying I'm going to try to expand out, or if it's something like I'm going to try to Chrono Boost some Immortals and go for a round 2. And, you know, judging from MC's personality, not like I'm a psychology major or anything like that, but just judging from MC's personality here, I want to side with the possibility here that he might just continue the all-out aggression. And, you know, he's researching +1 weapons. Well, that's going to help so much. Zealot's going to be able to 2-hit Zerglings. And, of course, Stalker's going to be able to do a little bit better against Roaches. Immortals will be getting a handy upgrade there as well. But Nerchio knows right now, hey, if I just keep the Protoss on 2 bases, then I can just stay on 3 and macro like crazy. I can go for a 4th base if he wants to as well. Now, I don't know about breaking these rocks down. Yeah, it's going to open up a second avenue, but I actually think, actually breaking down these rocks isn't a shabby idea. No, then Nerchio says, okay, all right. I don't want to break the rocks down right now because that would allow your forces to come out and secure a third a little bit easier. And I was kind of questioning his decision for a second there. Sometimes you actually don't want to destroy those rocks. You want to keep that Protoss locked in on 2 bases for as long as possible. And I think right there, Nerchio kind of had the light bulb blink in his head at the last second. And he was like, yeah, I'll just leave that there. And we'll just go with that. So he's going to fall back now. And honestly, Protoss on 2 base can still be very scary. In fact, MC's going up for Robotics Bay, man. He's getting Colossus. And, you know, 2 bases, Protoss can still be extremely scary, so I think one thing Nerchio might want to do, well, first and foremost, he needs Roach speed. Okay, it's about to finish up. He might want to really tech up to Infestation Pit quite quickly and get up a Spire for Corruptors and then eventually Broodlords here. Usually, you know, if you contain a Protoss in 2 base, the best response is not to slam in there and try to end the game, because Force Fields can end your day, and that's what MC wants you to do. You don't want to slam into that. That is nasty. So I think Nerchio's best response here, sit back, tech up, get another base if he wants. Doesn't necessarily need to, but he can sit back on 3 bases and get Infestors out, get a Hive out. I think that's his best course of action here. And he's going for Pathogen Glands, and he's adding on the Spire. So intelligent moves here from Nerchio. And I guess I kind of hesitate for going for the 4th base because the Protoss is still in 2. You just want to maintain that +1 base advantage. Sometimes going for the 4th can be an overextension. Now, MC hasn't given up yet, guys. Like, he just doesn't surrender, man. There is no mercy in MC's eyes now. They are bleeding red for Nerchio's blood. And it looks like MC's going to come down to the bottom left here. Takes out that Overlord, but there will be some creep that will have to recede, and that'll take a little bit of time here. But MC has a very large Zealot, Stalker, and Mortal Army. This is interesting, and you know, I think a part of this is because he has so many gates, he has no tech, he had to funnel his money somewhere, right? And he was like, well, I might as well make Zealots. But I think the problem with that is there's quite a bit of Roaches on the field, and Zealots aren't the best against Roaches. Those Force Fields, not too shabby. Oh, those Force Fields are clean. But is there an Observer nearby? No. MC rushing the Robo for Colossus and Immortals had to skip Observer, and no, there's an Observer right there. He's coming back home to detect the Roaches. Meanwhile, using some Zealots here to buy time at the front wall, and he will be able to clean up these Roaches. Not bad moves at all by MC, who's starting to get his Colossus count back up on the field. And if he can get enough Colossus here, he might be able to make the threatening push. You know, Nerchio, does he have Hive Tech yet? He should. It's 16 minutes in game, and most Zergs get the Broodlords out around 15 minutes in, so I think Nerchio here may have overextended on the expansions a tad and maybe forwent his Hive Tech, but he does have a lot of Infestors on the field, and it's going to come down to the Fungals here. MC doesn't actually have that many sentries with Force Fields either. This is such a risky position, and Ohana is a big center middle map where the Roaches can flank from the back. Oh man, this is going to be a tenuous battle. MC needs to be so careful. He has +1 weapons, Nerchio has 1 armor, so that balances out. And right now Nerchio is just kind of setting up the flank, setting up the concave, waiting for the right time. Some charge shots. How the hell did they warp in there, man? They just got called down by something, but they're here. They're going to be able to take out the hatchery. Meanwhile, it looks like MC's going to go in here, and MC, I think he's going to be able to roast up almost everything here, but no, Roaches coming for the flank. Roaches coming for the flank, and that was a beautiful surround by Nerchio. Exactly what he needed to do. And with the Infested Terrans coming in as well, this army's going to get crushed. And MC has to GG for a moment there. I thought he might have had enough units to take out that Zerg army, but then Roach swing by from the back, and that's Zerg Micro at its greatest right there. But you know what, man? Protoss player, the king, the Presidentos MC, Obamatos almost pulling it off there with a 2-baser and then trying to transition out. But you guys can see it's very hard to make that transition. You forgo your tech for so much. And you know, Nerchio was kind of able to just steamroll primarily with lair units. Never even got the Hive out. So there it is, guys. It is now 2-1 in favor of Nerchio. And will Nerchio take out MC in Game 4, or will MC tie it up and bring it to a Game 5 here at Home Story Cup? I don't know. You guys will just have to wait and see. This is HD Starcraft, signing out.